Toxic fumes induced them, slowly tore them apart, and when they claimed their rights, the opposition refused them. But these are humans. Where's their rights? Promised to live safely according to the amnesties that were typed. And the truth there's been tamed, G, and in this day and age it amazed me how a guy can be oppressed. And 1,000 miles away in Saudi, another Arab's blessed, selling oil to the guys that seem to be obsessed with the Middle East and Africa, but they're the lands that's blessed. Sudan is hella stressed, the West progress on the Arab conquest, and I've sent thousands to their death. But these are humans. I just pray that one day we can come together and we can prove to them that no matter how we look or talk, we are all the same, we're all breathing, all of our family. And if they died, we'd all breathe them, all live and die, all told a lie. But what's life's meaning? We are humans, a multicultural movement, a natural force of nature that cannot be beaten. And if we help one another, then nothing can stop us achieving. So when you see one from another culture, please greet him. Don't violate, back chat and deceive him. For one day you may have nothing, and off his plate you could be eating. Please reason and think human. What really is the meaning? Thank you. So I'm thinking, how can I infuse my two cultures together? So I've been trying to think of a chant, so let's see how this goes, yeah? It goes, Chucky Allah, Palestine, Horror. Yeah? Got it? Chucky Allah, Palestine, Horror. Chucky Allah, Palestine, Horror. Chucky Allah, Palestine, Horror. Chucky Allah, Palestine, Horror. Okay, that's a new one, man. DJ, when you're ready. This first track, this is titled Freedom. This is for all the people of the world. Free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan, free Yemen, free all of us. Free all of the oppressed. Look. Listen, my name is Spade. Freedom for all of the people. Look. Yo. Look. Freedom for everyone. Yo. Say what's on my mind? So many questions about the death of a child. It's grown up embedded. Israel's in denial. Let's talk about Ukraine, forget Palestine. They don't fit the narrative. It's fuzzy and white. It's like a room full of darkness and I am the light. A voice for the oppressed. While all the media ahead, they won't let me break through. For what I'm speaking is right, but I'll expose you all. It's such a truth of the land. And I'll probably get killed in some miraculous style, but I'll never stay silent. So free Palestine. Free every single person for which the truth is denied. In a life of oppression I live in apartheid. We stand for you, so raise your fists up high. Let's target their ears to make them open their eyes. Maybe think with your heart and start using your mind. But we all know the difference between what's wrong and what's right. So I speak freedom for Palestine, freedom for Yemen, freedom for Ireland and all those in oppression, freedom for the Congo, Cuba and Sudan, and freedom to the kids throwing stones at the tanks. In the West, you're like some blessed, you need to go in your thanks. I said freedom for Palestine, freedom for Yemen, freedom for Ireland and all those in oppression, freedom for the Congo, Cuba and Sudan, and freedom to the kids throwing stones at the tanks. In the West, you're like some blessed, you need to go in your thanks. Unravel the propaganda and the truth will arise. Question everything and decipher their lies. If they still remain ignorant, then cut them ties. It's all there to see. I hear their screams and cries. You see they won't publicize, dropping bombs like that on innocent people if their colour ain't white. So ask yourself, my brother, how is this right? I'm not in a place of power, all I have is this mic. So I sat down to think, my hands started to write. And I refuse to stay silent, so I'm joining the fight. You think life's hard in the streets on a dark cold night? But imagine your life was a piece on the board for the government's flag. Nobody steps in and the truth is denied. You wipe off the map and you act like it's alright. What about Syria for Palestine's rights? What about the Congo and kids are forced to mine? Dying in caves, look at the West to have a line. And what about Yemen, that's a Saudi funded crime? Killing all the innocents night after night. Or Kashmir's disagreement causing thousands to die. And what about China with the concentration camps slowly on the rise? And what about refugees who sail across the seas, dreaming of a life that they may never reach, swallowed by the waves and then washed upon the beach? Oh, how can they allow all of these atrocities? How it is so different from the west to the east. We have two definitions when it comes to the word peace. I'm sincerely asking, please help everyone in need. Don't ignore the truth or judge truth to believe. If they migrate to your country, ask them, why did they flee? Because at the end of the day, you see, we all have a dream. Our dream is simple. We just want to be free. We all eat, sleep, love, hate, and breathe. It don't really matter if your name is Ahmed or Steve. We have ambitions that we wish to achieve. So ask yourself, is it a want or a need? I'll leave you with a bar to keep your mind at ease. person deserves to be free and treated equally. Learn from our mistakes, let's not repeat history. So I feel freedom for Palestine, freedom for Yemen, freedom for Ireland and all those in oppression, freedom for the Congo, Cuba and Sudan, and freedom to the kids throwing stones at the tanks. In the West your life so blessed you need to go and give thanks. I said freedom for Palestine, freedom for Yemen, freedom for Ireland and all those in oppression, freedom for the Congo, Cuba and Sudan, and freedom to the kids throwing stones at the tanks. In the West your life so blessed you need to go and give thanks. Look, you need to go and give thanks. We should all be giving thanks. Thank you. One moment, boss, one moment. We should all give thanks, you know. We're blessed. We can go home after this. We can wake up tomorrow without being blown up, without being oppressed, do you understand? So we should be giving thanks for the lives that we live and appreciating every day that we have. You understand? Free, free! Free, free! When I say free, you say Mo Chara. Free! 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 When you're ready, DJ. This one's titled Gaza Blues. This is for the children of Gaza. Look. Freedom! Free Palestine. The people of Gaza are suffering. They're dying of malnutrition, bombing. The oppression is crazy. I don't understand how this could be allowed. It's 2025. Look, listen. Now it's time to tell the truth about our roots, about our people and the struggles that they go through. 75 years of oppression, I will still stand true. And the damn me for the steam, I'll always stand with you. This one's for the children of Gaza, the ones who lost their father. Imagination and dreams of their monster cooking. Warm hug with the blood of our famous sage tree, Maria. That will drop your life behind, I swear, little one, I'll free you. My heart bleeds to you, I scream to you. The whole world's watching. It's only a matter of time till we expose all the lies the government's feeding online. The images that I see, I swear they break my soul. I swear I want to cry. No one can imagine what you're feeling inside. Just know that you're the strongest souls alive. God is watching and there's angels by your side. As phosphorus rains down, there's corrosion all around. No human rights, there's a chance melting down. And I don't mean mentally, physically, skin burns. And they take turns to press buttons and drop the whole family. This one is for Gaza, this one's for the kids, this one's for the fathers who didn't make it. This one's for the mothers who had to bury their sons. This one is for Gaza, it's a Palestine song. I said this one is for Gaza, this one's for the kids, this one's for the fathers who didn't make it. This one's for the mothers who had to bury their sons. This one is for Gaza, it's a Palestine song. See, how can a nation that was slaughtered by a nation go and slaughter a nation? Basically the same way. It's ethnic cleansing, only targeting one race. We've got Ghanaian children buried in mass graves. So I sit home when I pray that my family stays safe in the West Bank, where there's more mischievous works that take place. Oppression is current and the settlers are given weapons and tools to take aim at any Palestinian face, regardless of age. Set fire to our house to try and force us away. Soldiers fire tear gas in such a violent rage. Turnstiles in and out with a gun in your face. They hold the keys to our home, so still we remain. Palestine and Quds, we'll be here to the grave. We hold the keys to our home, so still we remain. Palestine and Quds, we'll be here for them. This one is for Gaza, this one's for the kids, this one's for the fathers who didn't make it. This one's for the mothers who went to bury their sons. This one is for Gaza, it's a Palestine song. I said this one is for Gaza, this one's for the kids, this one's for the fathers who didn't make it. This one's for the mothers who went to bury their sons. This one is for Gaza, it's a Palestine song. Thank you very much, London. Free, 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 free. Thank you.
Put your hands together for Spain. That was absolutely fantastic. We're going to sing a couple more tunes, alright? And yeah, don't go anywhere, folks. The vibes are absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody who came out today. Anyway, I'm going to show you alright? This is my buddy Colin, by the way. I've introduced Colin. He's our sound engineer as well. Behind that exterior Cheers. Another very long morning. Take it away, lads.
Job at a sleepy way down in Country Street. Fell in love with the laundry girl that was brown hair zigzag across her face and a look of house of blood. The box caught in the headlight that was hanging in the rain. The city and the sea are not very fine. You don't take me out of here. She was a relative, fine as a beast with her, so fine I put her in and throw her away. She was a lost child, she was running wild, said so long as there's no price in the price, won't be any other way. She's sneaking her off, she's back in the RBD with a bottle of ale somewhere around it. I heard that she got married once to a man called Og O Hannaidh. Cause even the gypsy paradise too much nice and good. They say her road is made with her and her hard views. Maybe that's the price you pay for the change of you. But she was a rare thing. There's no place in the West. Be any other way she's thinking about it. She's in the Caribbean. The zero is feeling, but the red hair blue. So fine up at the wind, my tower away. She was a lost child. She was running wild. She said so long as there's no place in the sea. She was a real thing. Fine as a beast, never so more than ever was in the sea. The pain was just it. All of a while, if I get older, said you
mind singing along? You might be an undercover.
See somebody else singing along. Okay, so next up, I'd like to introduce. So the next speaker is a Palestinian and an activist. Please welcome to the stage Sam of Intifada 87.
Long live Palestine! Thank you. I am really honored to be standing here amongst all of you, the different color, creed, nationality, standing here shoulder by shoulder as we stood together for the last, nearly coming up to 22 months now of the genocide in Palestine. As we stood together with the Irish nation, and the Irish nation stood by Palestine over the decades of the occupation of Palestine. I am so proud to be standing here speaking in support of Kneecap and the Irish lads who stood to their principles and said, stop the genocide, no to Zionism. It's an honor to stand in front of you. It's an honor to represent a Palestinian group that has worked with the Irish comrades on the streets of London for the last 22 months, shoulder by shoulder. And it's really weird. Throughout my time in the UK, it's the only people, the only nation, that the only thing that I had to say to introduce myself, that I am Palestinian. The amount of empathy, the amount of love from all my Irish friends and supporters that I receive, sometimes is more than my Palestinian friends. This is how much the relation between the Irish people and the Palestinian people. A couple of weeks ago, one of my friends, a Palestinian refugee from Gaza, that left and came here with a severe mental health issue, was tackled by the police on the streets of London. But at that moment, I was never more proud to see my Irish friend who stood up for him. And she got arrested for that. And she's been charged for defending someone who is a refugee, who suffered the mental health because of the ongoing genocide, and she stood there. I felt so proud. That's the Irish people that we know, that throughout the history of Palestine, and most of you won't remember it because you're still young, we remember all that and the support from Ireland throughout the 70s, the 60s, the 80s, the 90s, and ongoing support from all the Irish comrades throughout the world. So, up the Irish people. I'm not sure what that means, I haven't learned that. Our day will come against the oppression. Our days. Our day will come against the establishment that are more interested in their own personal gain, supporting an ongoing genocide, supplying weapons, refusing to stop the F-35 and their spy plane over Gaza so that they can save a few quid in their own pocket. Shame. Yvette Cooper decided to prescribe a Palestinian group as a terrorist after receiving 200 grand of the UK lawyer of the Zionist regime. Shame. So we are not surprised to see a lot of our comrades being charged with, I don't know, they call it terrorism. In my country, Palestine, we have an old saying from a very, very good comrade. She is called Og O Hannaidh. She said, if my love to Palestine is terrorism, consider me the biggest terrorist in the fucking world. Standing on a stage and saying stop the genocide is not terrorism. Standing on stage and saying free the people of Palestine is not terrorism. Flying over and bombing kids is terrorism. Starving 2 million people is terrorism. They start going on social media, on media, on LBC, and saying Israel have the right to stop water, food. That is terrorism. That is fascism. That is every or the highest level of racism that you can ever experience. Just because we are of a different color or from a different part of the world. We face this. But I tell you, comrades, Palestine stood for thousands and thousands of years, even before Abraham. And all the people. It's the Holy Land. It's the Holy Land because its people made it holy. Because we won't stay standing no matter how many people they kill. As long as there is one Palestinian living, Palestine will be free! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Free Mo Chara. Thank you very much.
Folks, put your hands together for Sam from Intifada 87. Now, next I'd like to introduce, this is a great organisation, a symbol of resilience to people around the world. Our next guest comes from an extraordinary group and reminds us of the strength and dignity of the Palestinian people. That is the Gaza Sunbirds. They're a paracycling team led by athletes, injured assaults on Gaza. They show us that even under siege, the human spirit cannot be broken after devastation and become resilience. Please put your hands together for Cameron Ali from Gaza Sunbirds.
Hey everyone, how are we doing today? Welcome to the trial of Mo Chara representing the Palestinian people against the British state. Let's see what people here are on trial for, right? So Mo Chara writes songs that kids listen to, right? The British state gives drones to Israel that children will never unhear. Mo Chara writes bars that slap. The British government gives bombs to Israel that kill kids, that have killed 100,000 people. So I have a question here today, which is who are the real terrorists and who are the real people that are standing up for a terror organization? Because it's not us. But for me today, it isn't about Mo Chara. Actually, Mo himself said today is about the Palestinian people. Yes. And I'm here today to tell you the story of the Gaza Sunbirds. Who here has heard of the Gaza Sunbirds before? More than a paracycling team, the Gaza Sunbirds is a group of individuals who've all suffered at the hands of the occupation. We've lost limbs, we've lost houses, we've lost loved ones. So when we stand and we cycle, we don't just represent Palestine, we represent every crime that the Israeli regime has ever committed. class Palestinians, why don't you resist peacefully? Right? Because we haven't tried that before, right? Let me tell you about the Great March of Return. Who here has heard of the Great March of Return? Let's make some noise. For those of you that don't know about the Great March was a series of peaceful demonstrations held at the border between Gaza and the so-called Israeli state every single Friday between 2018 and 2019. Are we following so far? Every Friday, tens of thousands of Palestinians would go to the border, and every single Friday, the IDF would stand from 300 meters away and target people with snipers. Every Friday for a year. 23,000 Palestinians were injured. 23,000 were injured between 2018 to 2019. 8,000 of us were hit by live ammunition. 8,000. And on that day, my co-founder, Ala Ibdali, can we say his name? Ala Ibdali? That's right, Ala went. He was Palestine's cycling champion. But for 6 years, because of the siege in Gaza, he was never allowed to even compete. They would not want him to compete because through sports, Palestine is recognized equally as every other country on earth. So in 2018, when Ala went to the Great March of Return, what did the occupation do? They shot him. He shot him from 300 meters away from the fence. He was wearing his cycling jersey, he was holding his bicycle, he was on his way to training, and they shot him with an explosive bullet. Not only did they shoot him with an explosive bullet, when he lost 15 centimeters of his bone through one bullet shot, he went to the hospital and the doctors told him, Ala, are you sure you were hit by a bullet and not by a missile? The bullets that they used have been outlawed since the First World War. Explosive bullets that go into the body and explode. It gets worse. It gets a lot worse. Not only do they shoot him, they also control who gets medical access and who doesn't. So Ala stayed for 9 days between surgery. But for 9 days, Ala was not allowed to leave to get medical treatment. 9 whole days, his temperature reached 42 degrees. Ala went into a coma, and finally the doctors gave him a decision. Ala, it is either your leg or your life. And Ala chose his life. He called it the amputation of his dreams. Dreams are what Israel targets. They try to target our hope. They try to target our dreams that we can build a better tomorrow. They try to target our dreams that liberation is possible, that freedom is inevitable. And what Ala did was he proved to them that that's exactly the case, because within 1 month, Ala got back on the bicycle. And Ala became Palestine's first paracyclist. I want to give you an idea how tough this guy is, right? He went back on the bike, his stitches hadn't healed yet. The first time he went on, he fell. All his stitches opened up. He went to the hospital, the doctor told him, Ala, don't ride your bike again. And what did he do? He rode his damn bike again, yes! Not just that, Ala had this dream because he noticed that there are tens of people, hundreds of people around him with amputations. Gaza, even before October 7th, had one of the highest rates of amputations in the world. But do you know what the most common type of amputation was in Gaza? It was breast cancer amputations, right? Because even women before October 7th were not allowed to leave Gaza to get chemotherapy or radiotherapy. Shame! Gaza Sunbirds were born. We did 3 years training people with disabilities how to ride bicycles. Innocent enough. And when October 7th came, our lives got turned upside down like everybody else. We lost our homes, we lost the streets that we trained on, even our bikes. Yeah. But we didn't give up. Ala, within just 7 days of the genocide starting, he called me and told me, Kareem, let's start giving out aid. Because he wanted people to see that if we, the people with disabilities from Gaza, are not willing to give up, then what excuse do you all have? Since then, Ala and our team has distributed $500,000 of aid in the Gaza Strip. Ala has been evacuated from Gaza. Ala became the first Palestinian ever to represent Palestine at the Cycling World Championships, having left the genocide, being starving, losing 10 kilos in there, and we We finished. We qualified. We did it. After 12 years of trying, Hannaidh left school. Hannaidh lost his leg in the pursuit of being able to ride a bicycle. And in the end, he did it. He achieved his dream. That's the story of the Gaza suburbs. I've just been traveling in Ireland for the last 3 days. Yes. Actually, I cycled 100 kilometers from Belfast to Dublin, half the way. Yeah. United the Island with a bike. Yes. Actually, did you know the Cycling Federation in Ireland is one of the only federations that's active across all 32 counties? You know that? You know that? So, anyways, my point was that as much as we love Ireland and as much as there's solidarity with Ireland, I need to be real with you about something that I saw in Ireland, right? Did you know that your government sells Israeli war bonds? Did you know that? Did you know that till today your government has not passed the Occupied Territories Bill? Did you know that till today the Irish government still hasn't applied sanctions on Israeli ministers? I have a question for you all. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to fight? Are you going to fight? Please, this is bigger than this protest. This is bigger than this demonstration. You all here have a voice. Unlike us in Palestine, you have the chance to effect real change. You have the chance to stick a knife into the neck of the Zionist architecture by stopping the flow of weapons. And so what do you need to do? You need to fight. What do you need to do? What do you need to do? What do you need to do? That's right. So no matter what, let's keep fighting and let's keep fighting together. Free Mo Chara and Chuck your Allah.
Okay, one last time, put your hands together for Kareem Ali from Gaza Suburbs. And Gaza Suburbs are great friends of ours, and later on this evening, as we mentioned earlier, we're going to do a fundraiser at Middle Rose. On the lower Clapton Road in Hackney, Gaza Suburbs will be there selling some very, very drippy merch. Okay, make sure after all it open. And it's at 7 o'clock, free entry, but it is pay what you feel. Please, dig deep. All proceeds go towards the school project on Gaza Suburbs. Now, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, who is doing some very amazing work for the Irish Government. Please, put your hands together for Emily from Creed Gaeilge.
Based in London. On behalf of Creed Gaeilge, I want to welcome the two incredible artists behind me here today, who've joined us in solidarity with Ukraine and with Palestine. And I want to tell you about the work that they're doing on behalf of Palestine, anti-imperialism, and for oppressed people everywhere. Rosie Niworku is a harpist, composer, and activist from Dundalk, Ireland. She studied at the Royal Conservatory in The Hague and the Guildhall School of Music in London. Rosie has performed internationally and uses her platform to support justice. While studying in The Hague, she founded Conservatory Students for Palestine, organising actions and events against the art-washing of war crimes and imperialism. In Ireland, she's active with anti-imperialist organisations, the Palestine-Irish Prisoners Solidarity Association, and she coordinates anti-imperialist panels and events and uses performance to strengthen solidarity with Palestine. Abu Layla is winner of the Greencourt Prize and the London Writers' Award and is Barbican Young Poet alumnus. Their work, preserving family histories of anti-colonial resistance, was shortlisted for the 2024 Wasson Theory New Writing Prize and won the 2024 Ghazan Hannaidh Resistance Arms Prize. Their poetry has been published in the Bad Betty Press anthology, Field Notes and Survival, recreated as a stone carving at the Bloomsbury Festival and performed in Kolkata, India, with the queer Muslim
effective and valiant instrument spread throughout Southwest Asia, North Africa, and then Ireland. It's our emblem, it's our national instrument, and it's the national instrument of Egypt today. It became, while I noticed when I while researching the harp was, the status of the harp in civilizations runs parallel to the colonization or fall of said civilization. The harp being an innately indigenous instrument meant it was the target of colonizing powers. Because, of course, removing language and music is the first and most effective step in erasing national identity. In 1603, Queen Elizabeth decreed that all Irish harpers were to be executed by hanging and all instruments were to be burned. Cromwell decided to finish this and burn all harps and organs of Ireland. Despite this, the harping tradition carried strong. The United Irishmen are to thank for the harp's revival and the harp's role in existence. In 1972, in the height of Irish cultural revival, they organised the Belfast Harp Festival, which is a precursor to their 1798 rebellion. This rebellion was fronted with a flag and golden harp against a green background. This harp was used in every rebellion ever since. The harp is often referred to, Ireland is often referred to as a harp, with slogans like, "It is newly strung and shall be heard," and "The harp without a crown." This can be seen in 1916, 1798, and the writing of James Connolly. The harp's symbol of resistance is carried on today with political prisoners from Long Kesh in the 70s historically acknowledged for their part in Irish language and cultural revival, wielding their own harps while imprisoned. The harp is a symbol of cultural resilience and resistance. As an artist who has been shaped and deeply inspired by our history of resistance to oppression, I am also compelled to speak about the unseen campaign of state repression against our language and cultural expression within the segregated Republican landings of Row House at Mappabari Prison, carried out today against Ireland's political prisoners. Despite the 1922 Identity and Language Act, the jail administration within Mappabari actively suppresses Irish language and culture under a policy of so-called workplace neutrality. This sees their Irish language books confiscated, their complaints in the Irish language dismissed, the wearing of the fáinne forbidden, Irish language and newspapers withheld, Eastern Lilies and GAA clothing and equipment is banned. In September of last year, Sean McPhee, a Republican prisoner at Whalethorpe from County Armagh, launched a legal action against the prison service and Department of Justice as the key institution denying Irish speakers their most basic rights during their incarceration. What makes this all the more striking is how little it is spoken of in the public sphere. Mainstream political prisoners will rightly celebrate Irish cultural events like this on global stages, but sadly, they fall silent when confronted with the reality of prisoners today whose culture and language rights are denied in 2025. I'm personally inspired by the historical events and revival of our native language and culture within the confines of Long Kesh and Portlaoise. But to name a few, during our most recent phase of conflict in Ireland, it would be hypocritical of myself not to recognise the parallels in 2025. The persistence of those prisoners like Sean McPhee, the endurance of the language in their cells tells us something vital. Just as the harp has carried resistance through centuries of oppression, so too do these prisoners carry forward the struggle for cultural rights and dignity today. It is a reminder, if anything, that the prison struggle is not finished. Repression is ongoing, and resilience remains stronger than the forces that are trying to silence it. I'm going to play something on the harp. I'm not sure if you're going to hear it. It's been very quiet so far, so I'll give it a go. If not, it's a very small image, but I hope you can hear it. I'm going to play Back Home in Derry. Thank you so much. I'm so excited for us all to hear it, inshallah. I'm from South Lebanon. It's a part of the world that has also been invaded by Israel. Again,
the land where people are meant to die. I was scared, like her, of buildings melting like candles. She slept in the UN building, safe in her mother's arms. She slept as one of 800 and she died as one of 116. She was a child, like me, and we had not yet learned to speak, let alone write, too young yet to know what it means to be killed, let alone know of empire, of someone more human than us holding the gun. The rocket came from the land of Israel and found her, gently breathing. My father saw her under rubble. She looked just like me. Curly-haired, wild-eyed, clenched fists, baby. In April 1998, my father packed our bags. We left behind his mountains, my mother's olive groves, 2 grandmothers, 1 grandfather, 6 aunties, 9 uncles, dozens of gossiping cousins, 2 milk siblings, wild-hearted friends, the sea, falafel, morning coffee, what the neighbours said, who got married when, no smoking, Arab, siblings come together like a necklace. We went where people are not supposed to die. And I lived. I looked. I clenched my fists. I carried her blood in my mouth and blessed it. It reminds me who life is for. It prepares the curse I spit at you. You who have good milk in your mouth. You with half-open, restful eyes. You who look at the daughter's dirty face and see a cabbage. Terrorist, child of terrorists. May your white teeth fall from your mouth. May your white faces burn with phosphorus. May you feel the taste of death. May you feel the terror of the life that beats under your rubble. The life that will kill you before it dies. I didn't die. I lived long enough to listen. I lived long enough to carry the weight of everything I heard. I heard my mother's tales, always the same tales, over and over. I know these tales like I know Cinderella or the Looney Tunes. I heard them at lunchtime while eating spaghetti, while watching the Picture on a Saturday. My mother said, I like to raise and dirty yet. It's my favorite neighborhood in Wales. In Dahlia, the streets are named after the southern villages that inhabited the state. The faces of martyrs hang at every corner. Neighbors shout each other's names across the road. The buildings stand over each other like streetlights. The building is there, crowded with family on every floor. I sat with them that this morning. The shisha bubbled all night. The cat was drinking on the floor after 15 minutes. And my uncle talked. He says, we did all this in the resistance front, in the days of liberation. We didn't care about religion or anything, but cared about part of free land. But we faded away. Nobody remembers us, our operations, our struggle. This is why I tell you. I joined the Communist Party when I was 14 in 1977. We joined for the workers, the farmers, but then Israel invaded. I said, 14 is so young to join. And my uncle said, yes, this was beautiful about this. All the kids from the village joined. I was in the village by the lake. And then in 82, Israel invaded. They wanted to eliminate the Palestinian revolution from Gaza. We were facing this huge army with this incredibly basic equipment. All of us volunteers, kids. We freed Lebanon. My auntie says, I would go to the south with the resistance. I was 16. We were all so young. We'd go to the border. We'd go to the militants and give them letters on what to do, money. We heard the news, we carried it back to Beirut. As we did this, we were not holding a gun. It was harder than holding a gun. Holding information, going to places you've never been, people you've never seen. I was trying. My strength is gone. My uncle says, it was normal people. I knew a normal woman who had 3 children with Down syndrome. She used to fill bags of hay with weapons, and I would go to move them. The people fed us. When we ran out of food, we'd go to trusted houses and say we needed a sandwich. People would give it to us for free. I'd leave a message on the door saying, I need this or that, food, shelter, a cigarette. Then I'd get a message with the location and go get it. Those who stayed in the south during the occupation are militants. Those who gave a bottle of water to a comrade are militants. Those who cooked and delivered letters were militants. It was women and men fighting, resisting. Now we are fading away. We have forgotten. In August 2025, I am alive, and she is dead. In August 2025, I think stories that happened while stories are happening, and time is the same in another, and space is the only gap between a child and a child, me and her. Now the same murder floats up to my fingers, tracing blood-encrusted beloved faces, violet eyes, freshly bagged brothers on a flat, unreachable screen. And she is here, as real as the boarding coffee, as the bus, as the office. My life, unsharpened, as a body. So sharpen me. Let there be a rock, damp in a child's hands, heavy in the moment of heartbreak, cold in the cry for the glorious, they've never seen before.
now, nothing's going through.
Exactly. I think a few of us
No, I haven't had it.
Mr. Ty Kiki.
Thanks very much, guys. I'd like to begin with a minute's silence for Bono's feelings. No? Okay, tough crowd. Guys, looking around the streets today, it seems to be like colonialism has come full circle and the Irish and the oppressed people of the world have taken over London. That's the way it should be. So we're going to just do a couple of songs for you. The first song is a kind of a whistle-stop tour through the worst atrocities of the British Empire, which I have to say is a dream come true for me to perform it outside the magistrate's court. It's from the perspective of a woman, but I didn't have time to do my makeup, so you're just going to have to imagine that I'm a very attractive Irish Republican woman. This is my friend Sully, by the way. Sully! It's on my pages, and it's called Are Ye Sorry for What Ye Did? Well, it's nice to say you're sorry when you make a balls of it. I say it to every Brit, are ye sorry for what you did? Be like me and say you're sorry, so cause you made a balls of it. Sorry I forgot to feed your rabbit, no lettuce for little Mark. Are ye sorry for the famine and leaving us to starve? Sorry for getting stuffy, I get desperate monthly cramps. Hey, sorry he introduced Hitler to concentration camps. Hey, sorry for what he did. If ye are, ye keep it so well. Everybody, here we go! Sorry for saying you were fat arse, I get nasty after wine. Hey, sorry what you did to India on the train. I sometimes rush it like a boat. I'll hold my hands up there, but I have nothing on the hastiness of the rag and torn blade. No, that's nowhere near over. Go another hour. I'm sorry, don't understand better. We gave you our lives, our land, and you gave us Nathan Carter. See, I told you people would know Nathan Carter. We were going to do Wetherspoons. I'm sorry you wear much love and no white tea. Then he did invade half the world. say it to every breath. Sorry for what you did. Yeah, say you're sorry, sorry. Please, sorry for what you did. Thinking there, I said to Sonny, this is as close as we're ever going to get to the Sphere in Las Vegas. This is my Bono moment. I'm going to make it all about me. So this song was written for me. It's Aisha here. Where is she? She wrote it anyway, so just in case, just with regards to the cops and MI6 and all that, I didn't write these lyrics. I may not even endorse the song, but I am going to sing it. It's called Yo. Where is she? Hey! Here's the writer, cops! I'm just a struggling artist, so don't criminalise me. I hope we don't butcher it. So it's go on home, IOF soldiers, go on home. So go on home, IOF soldiers, go on home. Have you got no fucking homes of your own? For all of these years, we fought you without fear. We'll fight you for eternity and more. Well, if you stay, IMF soldiers, if you stay, you'll never, ever beat us, no way. 'Cause the blood of our martyrs fills our empty paradise. So take a tip and fuck off home before you're slain. Go on home, IMF soldiers, go on home. Everybody, have you got no fucking homes of your own? For all of these years, we fought you without fear, and we'll fight you for eternity and more. Well, we're fighting IOF for the cause, and we'll never ever bow down because we know our history, we know that we'll be free. Get off our land, IOF masters, leave us be. So go on home, IOF soldiers, go on home. Without fear, and we'll fight you for eternity and more. We're not cowed, we won't stumble, we won't fall. We're Palestinians and proud we are to be. So put your Nazi hands, we're taking back our land. And we know we'll see free Palestine once more. Go on home, my soldiers, go on home. And you got no fucking homes of your own. For all of these years, we fought you without fear, and we'll fight you for eternity and more. One more time, Sonny. Go on home, my soldiers, go on home. And you got no fucking homes of your own. For all of these years, we fought you without fear.
made it all the way through the speech and I can't break my emotions, so bear with me. The first time I went on a march in Palestine, I was around 9 years old, and I was always being very political. And she wanted me to have that same spirit of feeling like people will change. She even brought our name son, children should know the power of people. The thing is, looking back, I don't really remember anything about that experience. I remember crowds and signs, but I didn't really have any idea about what was going on. 20 years later, and I'm sharply aware of what I took part in. The ongoing occupation in Gaza is generations long, and in that march, my mum would pass down an international fight to recognise the existence of a Palestinian state. How many more generations do we need till the truth is acknowledged? Israel occupied the West Bank and Gaza Strip. They are invaders and have committed atrocities against an innocent civilian population. It's clear they've committed genocide by all moral and legal standards, but it's not good enough. The perpetual debate over who is right is one of the strangest debates of our time. It is nuanced. It's some of the strangest rhetoric I've ever heard from warmongering and occupation. Philosophy is nuanced. Relationships are nuanced. History is complex, but it's not often nuanced. It's not subtle. This is what they want you to believe. In fact, history is very often the opposite. It's stupid and blunt and brutal, and cause and effect is often traceable and extremely obvious. And sometimes quiet decisions and personalities become extremely visible in the light of time. But what's happening now is that the light is being shone in the present. It's a turning point for America, where the first time people can see a government flagrantly lying to its people. In many ways, this is the turning point for the world. Unknown meaning behind the situation is an insult to the hundreds of thousands of people that died for the gain of food. There is no unknown force at play. We can see the guiding hands in this conflict. It is not beyond control. Occupation can be stopped. Maybe the truth of this is hard for the West to publicly acknowledge, because for centuries, the narrative has been dictated by Western powers who believe that occupation is right. What they always fail to understand is that land can be stolen, but the heart of the people cannot be erased. That is why, despite enslavement, internment, and horrific generational violence, the heart of the people cannot be erased. And today, I'm going to talk to you about my friend from Wales. Another place that suffered from hundreds of years. My family is Irish, Sierra Leone, and Belgian. It's been 500 years since West African people were stolen by the British, their modern-day Sierra Leone. 400 years since the Irish were murdered by Cromwell and sent as indentured servants to Barbados. In 2025, there's a young Irishman on trial for speaking out against English injustice, and a black man from Africa and the Caribbean speaking out to defend him. They did not break us. They must hate us. We all know the reality. This was never about the charge. It's about what Kneecap stands for. I've known them for a while now, and not once was any of their political views considered criminal. They were allowed to speak, until they spoke in America and the hammer came down. It was terrifying to see, for such a complete net to fall over them, for the witch hunt to be so absolute. It put into perspective for even the most skeptical people that the media and government is broken. The code of silence that's been used to muzzle so many people over the years has become a wide-reaching web, and it's hard not to feel trapped. All we have are our stories. For Palestine is true in a way that is essential to the soul of humanity. This poem by Mo Chara can never be read too much. If I die, you must live to tell my story, to sell my things, to buy a piece of cloth and some strings, make it white with a long tail, so that a child somewhere in Gaza, while looking heaven in the eye, waiting his time and bid no one farewell, not even to his flesh. My kite you made, flying up above, and thinks for a moment an angel is there, bringing back love. If I must die, let it bring hope, let it be a tale. It's a tragic and scary time when our tales can't be told, when the elderly are criminalised and journalists are killed where they stand. 270 in 3 years. We're living in a time where truth is being persecuted at more than any point in modern history. Propaganda is woven into media, and even the people who spread lies don't deny that their mouthpiece of the capitalist machine. That is why we have to speak back. No matter what the verdict is today, it can never be justice. There is no justice in a society void of honesty and freedom. A government that will put a young man on trial while committing a genocide cannot dispense justice. At this point, the government is not secondary, they are not just complicit, they are an active party and we are being suffocated. People like Mo Chara and Kneecap and all the groups that support freedom give us air. I even feel breathless and restricted in what I'm allowed to say here on this stand. But we can't let our air be taken away. Our freedom has to survive. It has to be heard so that other people know that it still exists. I studied music and philosophy at university, and the overlap between the two feels very significant today. My dissertation asked the question, where does music exist? I won't go into that over. But after a long investigation into the meaning of everything, the only answer is that music exists in our minds. The same as the ideas of art, peace, truth, freedom, and power. Collectively, we control these parts of humanity. Us, not anyone who would seek to use them for their own selfish gain. Palestine exists for us in our minds, and we will hold it always. They can never take it away. I've never seen real change, but I owe it to be more than that 9-year-old who didn't understand, to be more than apathetic. For the thousands of Palestinian 9-year-olds that will never get a chance to live at all. As I said, all we have are our voices. I wrote something when the verdict got given about a terrorist group, a few that happened. But I don't need to do everything, because you can still land and you can steal money, but you can't steal freedom, you can't steal power. Power to the people, you just can't power. Yeah? So, you can still land and you can steal money, but you can't steal freedom, you can't steal power. Power to the people. Power to the people. You can still land and you can steal money, but you can't steal freedom, can't steal power. Power to the people. Power to the people. Thank you.
All right, folks, that was amazing. Just put your hands together, please, for Johnny Blackman. Let's sing a few tunes. Introduce everybody from the group. So, this beautiful human over here. This is my good friend Sean Finch. Yes, you. And of course, we have Colin Andrew here, an amazing musician, an amazing sound engineer. And of course, we've got on here. We've got one of the best drummers I've ever seen play, Becky Slater. My name's Garrett. And yeah, we're going to jump into it. I'll show you.
understand the love I bear for these great men, my love for this great night. When Harry called to his side down in the GPO, I had to leave my own bed. To him I had to go. Oh, gracious Lord, your arms and let this moment linger. Take me out and on, I will die. Oh, my God, it's this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love. We must say goodbye. The tone is breaking my heart. It's breaking too. As I walk out of this place, my thoughts will be with you. And write some words upon the wall, so everyone will know. I love so much that I can see his blood upon your nose. Oh, gracious Lord, in your arms and let this moment linger. Take me out and talk. Oh, my love, it's this wedding ring on your finger. Won't be time to share our love. We must say goodbye. Oh, gracious Lord, in your arms and let this moment linger. Take me out at dawn, I will die. That's it. Oh, gracious Lord, in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me with all my love. I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love.
Thank you very much.
No, I'm just making sure I'm ready. You better be ready than sorry.
All right. the wind that you feel. You stretch for the stars. You know how it feels. It's too high, too far, too soon. You saw the whole. You fill the skies. I was dumbfounded by truth. Oh, you cut through lies. Rain dirty night. You saw freedom. I saw present. Yeah, you saw the whole of the whole of the spoke about it. You just flew. I wondered, I guess that I tried. You just flew. While you swim. Saw the fucking hole in the moon, bitch. Yeah, with the torch in your pocket and the wind at your sail. And on the land, you know how it feels to be too high, too far, too soon. You saw the whole of the unicorns and cannonballs, towers, tenements, wide oceans full of fears, flags, ferry boats, cemetery star, every dream of human vision underneath the sky. The wind that you're still. Yeah, too high, too far, too soon. You saw the whole of
for nights in Valley.
carry me over to my love. Take it away, Sean. My childhood days bring back sad reflections of happy days so long ago. My boyhood friends and my own nations have all passed on like melting snow. So I spend my days in endless moment, soft as the grass, and my bed is free. Oh, to leave in California on the long road down to the salty sea. But in Kilkenny, it is reported on my stone there is like where's gold and silver are in support. I say no more till I hear that I'm
my prison walls. I'm the ocean. When we go and go on the in the female prison, there are 75 women, and among them, I wish I did well.
Hello, mate.
And the ocean,
You're okay, you're in. You didn't help.
when jingle.
way down now, yeah? They're coming down right now.
Jesus fair, I said, and gentle as a dove. Don't you through her worldly, St. Johnny, I love you still. Oh, she's not, yeah,
It's great to see the support out here. We know it's a story, it's more than just about me, it's more than Kneecap, this is a story about positive. But us is a distraction from a real story. We know unfortunately this story will end up in the media today while Israel commits genocide at the same time. So everybody, continue to speak about Palestine, free Palestine, thank you all for coming, Chucky Ireland.
Members of the press, you need to be either the left side of my colleagues or behind the barrier.
Keep talking about Palestine, keep calling it genocide, and that's the real story, and this is just another distraction.